Welcome back. It is Mental Health Monday, and I'm excited to bring you part 2 of mental health and essential oils. This is really just laying the groundwork, a foundation for being able to talk about more specifics dealing with specific emotions or specific mental health, mental illness challenges that I'd like to get into in the following weeks. But here's a second presentation. I really laid the groundwork hard on about the science and what's going on in your brain with emotions and trauma and how essential oils can communicate into your limbic system, into the emotional center of your brain. So I'm just going to build on that today. If you didn't get to see that or you have questions, go ahead and go back to part 1. Let me go ahead and share this presentation with you. It's a really great one. I can't take credit for the slides. Essential Emotions put that together, but I'm an Essential Emotions coach, and so I wanted to share this with you. So I love that it starts with this question: are you ready to feel good more often? I can't think of a single person that I know that would say, no thanks. I don't really want to. You know what I mean? And so in this class, we're going to talk a little bit. I've already covered really heavily the science, so I might skip to a couple slides behind emotions and essential oils, and then talk more in depth about tools and healthy habits for body chemistry, and then even some practical emotional wellness steps that you could take right now while you're watching this video. So we are created to function as a whole being, and I refer to this all the time. We've got to take care of our mind, take care of our body. We've got to take care of our mind, take care of our spirit, our body, take care of our mind. And as we nourish one aspect of our health, we're able to feed into others. And that's what creates overall wellness. Our body is made up of intelligent cells that are wired to restore health. Your body wants to always get back to an equilibrium state, or, a very healthy balance state, I should say. So I included this slide in my last presentation, but the idea that emotions are information-carrying molecules in your body, and they're able to bind to, react with your cell receptors. They're kind of the connections, the plug-in on your cells, and that way they can cross into your cells and then therefore impact cell function and behavior. What's the cell going to do? Is it going to behave in a healthy way, or is it going to heal itself? Things like that is what I'm talking about. And this emotional process, these molecules go throughout your body, and it's a reaction that happens everywhere throughout your body. Maybe not everywhere at once, but I think almost every part of your body is influenced by these emotions. Just think about a strong emotion. You feel anger. Where often do we feel that? We get flushed, we get warm, our hands get tight or sweaty, or, I sometimes will get, my legs will feel super tight. So that reaction is happening throughout the body. And that part of the reason for that is because I know we've been focusing a lot, or I focused a lot on like brain chemistry and brain function, but we really talk about 3 brains when we're talking about wellness in general. Your brain, your mind has the logic, the intellect, the subconscious that controls a lot of behavior, but then your intuition, your heart. I love this fact, and I'll just read it. It says there are more neural pathways that run from the heart to the brain than from the brain to the heart. Makes you wonder, like, wait, who's in control here? And then the gut, and I've known this for a while, especially with my training as a functional nutritionist, that they call the gut the second brain, in this case, the third brain. 90% of the body's serotonin and some of those other brain chemicals that I talked about in the last presentation. So we're talking about dopamine and serotonin and GABA and glutamate, things like that. Those are actually produced in your gut. I think I'll do a whole video on gut health and mental health to kind of really lay that out and talk about that. But like Dr. Leaf said, the 3 brains communicate with each other, and then they feed back and influence the mind. And not just the mind, they influence your behavior and how you feel, what's your overall sense of wellness and of health. So when everything is connected, connecting the 3 brains, I love that little figure 8, all 3 of them. Then that connection is going to equal wellness, that sense of well-being. But if there's a disconnect somewhere, we're going to run into some issues. And that's what we're going to highlight in just a second. So we're processing everything that comes in every day. Everything is input to our, our amazing body is able to react to stimulus and to experiences, recall our past information, past experiences in our life to then make a decision and move forward. I love this video. I mean, I can see a little bit of stress on this lady talking on the phone, carrying her baby, dogs barking at her, things like that. And so you start processing like, okay, I have to figure this out. That's your mental, that's your logic, right? Okay, there's a solution here. I'm just better at balancing things, right? But then here, I feel overwhelmed. And your gut, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do about this. So what does that cause? We have a physical reaction to that. We start getting a headache. We start feeling confused or conflicted. You start having an upset or unsettled stomach. And so what is that belief? That triggers the thought, okay, so that must mean I'm not good enough. And I love that question, what do we need to weed out? Okay, so what's not true here? It's not, it's true that you're having some stressful life experiences, and it's true that your body's reacting to that. But is that belief true, that you're not good enough because of how you feel in those situations? You can kind of see the life experience, processing, reaction, belief. Okay, so what do we need to weed out? Let's see what we can. Emotions and essential oils interact chemically. And I've talked about that a little bit before, but because of the molecular density and purity of essential oils, they are able to interact on a cellular level and with our other neurotransmitters, other chemicals in the body, to bring us back into a state of balance or homeostasis. So they can anchor in healthy biochemistry, support what's already working well, support healthy cellular function, and then they also are really great for promoting physical and emotional detox. Helping, I love lemon, for example, to help clean out, gently detox my physical body. But then there's sometimes when I'm really trying to get rid of emotions that are no longer helpful, no longer serving me. And the essential oils are a tool to help me do that. I still have to do the work, but this is a tool that makes it a little bit easier, opens the doors for me. This is a great magnification of a peppermint leaf, and you can see that peppermint oil sac. So depending on the essential oil, sometimes it comes from the roof, the root, the stem, the leaf, the flower. It depends, and there's different properties in each part of a plant. But I love, so doTERRA from Latin means gift of the earth. And that's really what I feel. Not only are they such strong, powerful, potent, pure gifts for us, but there's also each plant has an emotional gift as well, that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. Did you know that one single drop of oil is equal to 40 million trillion molecules? Okay, that's a lot. That's more zeros than we probably have space for on the screen. And so that means that you can take in a drop of oil, whether that's smelling it, applying it on the skin, in water, under your tongue, and within a matter of minutes, it's affecting every single cell in your body. That's super powerful. There are very few synthetic man-made medicines that are that powerful and that far-reaching that quickly in your body and can affect every part of what's going on. So kind of back to my basics of essential oils, the quality, the grade of essential oil you use determines its chemistry, potency, and efficacy. I love that word. So if we're talking about like, okay, what does that mean, Christy? What kind of grades are there? They're synthetic, which means those are just pure chemical, potions that are made up. There's food. So we've got cooking extracts, vanilla flavoring that you put in things, or spices, things like that. And then we have a therapeutic or a tested grade. So, therapeutic first is still an unregulated standard. So I've seen this in some other essential oil companies, what you can maybe get at a pharmacy or at Walmart. There is some compromised quality and some marginal health benefits. That's the way sometimes you can buy it and you're like, yeah, help me sleep. And the next time you don't see any difference. And that's because there isn't a very consistent standard in the industry for the requirements of the purity. Is it natural or is it artificial? Is it synthetic? Does it have fillers? Does it have chemicals in it? And what doTERRA has done is we've pioneered a new purity standard. And I apologize, this has been updated now, certified pure, tested grade of essential oils, because we have stringent third-party testing, and that we harvest the plants where they are originally from or their natural habitat for ideal plant chemistry. And then we are verified pure, filler-free, 100% natural form of the essential oils. And that's really important. If you want consistent results, you need to have consistent chemistry. And that makes a difference whether you're talking about a headache or you're talking about dealing with grief and trauma. And so we're going to dive into a couple examples of that. And I love that. I was just saying that essential oils are dynamic, and they supply targeted support for both emotions and your physical body in a healthy way. So like I've already mentioned, smell is one of the fastest ways to affect mood. The aromatic molecules have direct access to the limbic area in your brain, that emotional thing, traveling through the olfactory nerve in your nose and in through those pathways into the limbic system and the amygdala, which again, that's that fire alarm that sends off a warning to your brain. Here's a great example for stress. Peppermint is really great for stress, to kind of help balance feeling anxious and bring you back into a state of harmony. It's also very energizing for if you're tired. So I love using that with wild orange, inhaling that or diffusing that to help give me a quick boost or uplift me. If we want to, if you are able to recognize, if you're at a place where you're starting to recognize the signals that your body is trying to tell you, your body will try and tell you, hey, this is where I need it. Okay, I need it on the back of my neck, across my forehead, the bottoms of my feet. Like I've mentioned, most oils are able to pass through the blood-brain barrier and affect directly into the brain. And then if you're applying over your heart area, inside of the wrists, or right here behind your ears, maybe you're like, okay, that's more my intuition. That's my heart's telling me that this is something I need. Or then we can even apply over the stomach and bottoms of the feet. Some people might be like, wait, why the bottoms of the feet, right? That's just gonna rub off. Your feet actually have the largest pores on your body and the most pores per square inch. So it's almost like a candle wick, like it'll just suck up that oil and pull it into the rest of your body. So especially for ones that maybe you're like, oh, that's not my favorite smell per se, you put it on the bottoms of your feet, put your socks on, and you're still going to get that great benefit. Even if the smell is not your favorite, but it's serving another need that you have. This is, personally, I've had this experience just dealing with some really overwhelming, humbling grief this year personally. I remember using the Essential Emotions book. There's a book, there's an app, definitely check it out. I'll put the links down below. And I just really devastated, opened my book, be like, okay, please help me. I don't know how to keep doing this. And Breathe is one of the first ones listed for grief. And it really it was able to help me, that weight that kind of you feel in your chest when you're just that, not even sad, but that state of grief, and really helped me just be able to be like, okay, I can breathe for a second. I'm gonna figure this out. We're gonna process through all these emotions. So that is one of my favorite. So we're talking about that emotional component. If you're having allergies and you have lung challenges, Breathe is amazing for that as well on your chest. But it does have those two sides to it, just like every oil. Every oil has an emotional gift and a physical gift. And then it really can help balance chemical reactions in your body. So we're talking about hormone balances. There's some great ones for that. We're talking about, imbalances in serotonin, in dopamine, all of the in oxytocin, things like that. And so these are labeled for dietary use. And because they are so pure and so potent, we can take them internally under the tongue, in water, in a gel cap, for lots of different functions. On Guard is a really great oil for vulnerability. It's a protective blend. So it gives you a lot of emotional strength and helps fortify your boundaries, protect you. Not only do I love that for my immune system, but I love that emotionally, to be able to stand my ground and support myself. So not only do we want to think about, what do I want to weed out? What do I want to take out the emotions? We ought to think about, what do I want to plant? What do I want to put in there? And it's okay to address the hard negative emotions and say, okay, let me get in there, figure out what's going on, and support it that way. It's also okay to lean into the positive. What do I want to plant? What do I want to feel like today? And find the essential oils that correspond with those emotions. There's also, especially as we're talking back to the 3 brains, I said, again, I'm going to teach a whole one on mental health and gut health, because that's super important. You can go back and check out my video on the lifelong vitality. The vitamins are just incredible. They really lay a foundation, most adults in the United States have nutritional deficiencies in main vitamins and minerals that your body needs. And the lifelong vitality really makes up that difference. It helps you have a stable foundation for your 3rd brain, for your gut. And then our new MetaPower system that has come out, it also supports your whole body with the needed collagen, and then the coenzymes, the NMN, that really help your cells have optimal function. And so daily support to have optimal nutrition and digestion. And then the essential oils enhance the absorption of nutrition actually on your cells, in your cells, throughout your whole body, which is really important. There are some other things that are also really great for gut cleansing. If you feel like, Christy, I'm really stuck right there, I'm not being able to process through things, your gut may be like, hey, I really need help. There's a lot of heavy stuff I'm trying to get rid of or process physically, emotionally. So here's some great ones. Terrazyme, take every day. PB Assist, that's the probiotic. The GX Assist is a great gut cleansing one. I think if you're ever like, Christy, I have so many mental health challenges going on, I don't even know where to start, that would be actually my first recommendation, is to do a gut cleanse, doing your GX Assist, followed by the PB Assist, introduce healthy probiotics, then take your digestive enzymes with the Terrazyme, in conjunction with the lifelong vitality vitamins. That would be my foundation. And then it'll really help, like I said, restore clear thinking, improve mood, help you detox and get rid of what your body is ready to start with. And then we can build from there. There's some other really great ones. Adaptive came out, man, it hasn't been, I guess, over a year, but Adaptive was developed specifically for anxious states. So they have it in a capsule, they have it in oil. It is incredibly powerful for dealing with anxiety, for dealing with hyperactive stress responses. And then turmeric is one of the best anti-inflammatories. So I love that. Definitely has helped me in the past with pain and stiffness and inflammation in my body overall. So I'll end here. There's more. Here's a great wheel. Here are some of the foundational specific emotional oils that were developed, blends within doTERRA, though each individual essential oil also has their power, their trait, their emotional support. So we've got motivate and cheer and passion, but then forgive is one of my favorites. Console, peace are also really great for, as you can see here, the grieving, the sad, the hurt, worried, fearful, anxious, and it kind of shows you a bunch of emotions here in this circle. There's a lot more than that. Again, you can check out the Essential Emotions book that I'll link down below. But this is a really great start. I want you to start connecting, like, okay, this is physiologically what's going on in my brain, in my cells, in my body. And here are some tools that will help me open that up and make connections and help my body know how to process and release emotions that I've been kind of stuck in a circle or stuck in a pattern with, unable to get out of. So super excited to keep sharing mental health resources and tools with you through the essential oils. So look forward to drop a comment down below if there's a specific issue or question that you have, and I'll definitely do my best to share that in the coming videos. Thanks.